From VTV Channel 6 Studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Hello, I'm Chris Piner, and welcome to Local Point, brought to you by Strata Networks. Let's welcome to the VTV 6 studio Commissioner Ron Winterton and former Commissioner Kent Peatross. They are both here with us to discuss plans for the upcoming year with an emphasis on the Centennial of Duchesne County.
Okay, maybe I can start off. Duchesne turned 100 years old back on January 4th, and so we've been planning this event for at least a year, probably further than that. If you look at the activities going on at the fairground right now, it's been a process of 4 or 5 years in acquiring the land to be able to put an event center there. The time never was right, and last year it was right. We felt like we had other projects out of the way for the county, and now we could move forward with something for the county fairgrounds. And Commissioner Peatross had always been very supportive and wanted to see this happen. And last year, if you want to say, the stars aligned, and we put this in motion. And Kent since left office, and since then we actually have appointed him and his wife as the chairman of the Centennial Party or celebration, and also in connection with that, he's also the project manager for the fairgrounds on what's going on down there. So maybe let him speak a little bit of what's
Kent,
going on here.
Let's go to you. You had your mind set on some of this a while back, and are graciously continuing work on the Centennial.
Well, and Ron said it well, is that the stars aligned, and we were able to acquire a piece of property adjacent to the fairgrounds about 2 years ago that just made it so it would work. But yes, the vision of the event center, which is a combination conference area as well as an indoor arena, is the big focus that we have going right now at the fairgrounds. And
that's really, it's needed anyway in the county, but what perfect timing, as you say, the stars lining to help celebrate the Centennial.
Yes, we didn't have a building in the county large enough to accommodate more than about 250 to 300 people unless you went to the school.
Right.
And so this does give us the ability. The arena area will seat over close to 2,000, and our conference room areas are going to be, with a combination of the rooms, in the neighborhood of about 400. So it's going to be a great addition. That's going to be a great addition and well used and well needed, I'm sure. Absolutely.
So you mentioned this is also near the county fairgrounds. So
it sits on the same property.
It sits on the same property. So
it's on the west end, and so the outdoor arena, our sales barn where they have the 4-H sales, stock show, and that is all kind of in the center of this. 2 years ago, we worked on the east end. We put in a campground to facilitate those that come for the stock show and the kids and their families as they stay all week. And so on the west end now, we've acquired that property. The school district had it for a bus garage, and the city had a water filling station there. So we've had to move all of those things in order to accommodate this new building. And so now that's where this building's going. Right. And then in addition, we acquired property on the south side of the river. And so that will give us additional parking for the fairgrounds, along with maybe making some additions to catering to those that come in for horse events. And
okay. All right. So has ground already been broken?
Yes. We broke ground for this in February. Mm-hmm. And so the building is now up, the structure's up, and moving forward, our hope was that we would be ready to move into it for have the christening at the start of the fair. Right now, they are running a little behind, so we don't know whether or not that will happen. We understand we'll be able to use parts of it, but
certainly fairgoers are going to see something happening there.
Oh, you can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
if you come into Duchesne now and you look south,
there it is.
There it is. And coming down the Indian Canyon Highway, 161 there.
191.
Or 191, yes. It's right there. And adjacent to that, another feature that's really exciting is we're moving the old Bridgeland Bridge, which is a structure that was built in 1926. and an old steel structured bridge with the arches over the top and everything. A very unique piece of construction that took place that long ago. And
That's actually being moved.
It's been moved, and as we speak, they're painting it. They had to cut the top off of it to move it, and so it was moved in two pieces. And they're painting it now. It's been put back together. They're painting it, and it's going to go across the river behind the event center to connect those two pieces of property.
Okay. Well, and it's a historic piece as well, nearly 90 years old. So
it is, and years ago, the commission was faced with either refurbishing that bridge, putting a lot of money into old, or building a new one, and they ended up building a new one. So this one's been sitting on the Duchesne River, but down at Bridgeland, and we still had that liability sitting there. And as we contemplated how to connect the two properties we own, this was kind of a
perfect fit.
It was, and we can preserve
going on in the
history.
heavens.
So our plans is we'll set that across the river, and we'll have a plaque there identifying where the bridge came from, and then we'll also put plaques down in Bridgeland where it was.
Where it used to be. Well, I want to talk more about the Centennial and some of the other events that are coming up. We can also mention a little more about the building. In the next segment, we'll get some more of this information from the Duchesne County news and happenings. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
With advanced all-digital cable television from Strata Networks, you can enjoy jaw-dropping digital picture on hundreds of channels, exclusive local programming with VTV6, and follow your favorite college teams in incredible HD on the Pac-12 network, all with no contracts, no costly equipment, and no dishes mounted to your home. For details, visit your Strata store in Roosevelt or Vernal, or call 622-5007. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
Welcome back to Local Point. I'm here with Ron Winterton and Kent Peatross. We've been talking a little bit about the new event center in Duchesne County and the commemoration of the Centennial for Duchesne County. So very appropriate that we have both of you gentlemen here today. The first segment we were talking a little bit about the new event center and how exciting that is, and we're seeing things coming up. You were about to say something before we broke.
Appropriately, maybe turn to Kent and have him explain some of the activities that's been planned. He and his wife are the chairman, and they've been working hard. They have a committee that hopefully we've involved every community in, and trying to get input, and let him tell some of those events.
Let's do that.
Well, thank you. Our main theme has been county-wide celebration. And sometimes, you know, in small communities, if you have a county seat where the fair is held or whatever, it seems like it's just focused on that community. And we have 5 municipalities in Duchesne County: Tabiona, Altamont, Mighton, Duchesne, and Roosevelt. And so we have gone to each of those communities, and we continue to go to them and have commitments out of them that they're going to support each other throughout the summer in the different activities they hold locally. For example, Mighton has Mighton Days, and so we've asked all of those communities to go and be represented in each of those different areas, as well as the county fair. And so we've been reaching out. We've had several activities go forward. My wife was just visited 4 of the schools in the county elementary schools to award checks to some young people that won the T-shirt designing contest.
Oh.
And so we have some T-shirts coming out with their drawings on them, and we have a history fair going on that we've put quite a bit of money into. People could win up to as much as $500 with history projects.
Focusing on Duchesne County's history?
Focusing on Duchesne County. And we're really encouraging, quite often when we start talking about history, we think it has to have a horse and buggy in it to be history, but we're looking for anything in the last 100 years.
Right.
for example, our high schools, you know, have won championships and things like that in the last 10 years. Hey, let's talk about it. You know, let's make that part of
That's
our
part
100
of the
years.
community, and that's part of the county and part of the history. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, usually when you think county fair, you think of the rodeo. One event that's very popular is the Demolition Derby, but
yes.
We're trying to highlight. We run 6 days. We actually start the Saturday before, but we start on Monday, and then during the week they have activities, the 4-H kids and their show animals, the judging contest, and then we have...
When is the county fair, by the way?
Our starts...
August 3rd through the 8th is the main week of events.
Perfect.
And so each day, whether, let's see, Monday is the motocross, we have the monster trucks on Tuesday, we have a concert, and I'd have to say that in the past few years our concerts have exceeded anything else that's been produced in the basin.
Wow.
And so that one's pretty popular. Thursday night's the Demolition Derby. Friday night we have the rodeo. And then Saturday also we have a parade, and then top it off with the final rodeo. And there's activities throughout the day.
And of course, all of
people.
the events that you would expect to have in a county fair are there. And county fairs end up being even a draw outside the county, don't you think? Pull people in from through the Uinta
we're
Basin,
hoping
through the
it
state.
does because of the events we've organized or got planned this year, especially. We have Native American dance group that will be there on Saturday. And 2 different concerts on Saturday in addition to the one Wednesday. We've invited our elected officials from the state. Senator Lee is the only confirmation I have at this point, but we've invited those people to come each night and be part of our activities and take the microphone for a few minutes. And so we're reaching out to anybody we can think of.
In a wide variety of areas. And the county fair is going to also utilize the Centennial theme, I imagine?
Yes, they're focusing on a county-wide celebration as well, and we're just running the fair and the Centennial like this. We meet regularly with the fair board and bounce ideas off of each other because we're using the same period of time. We need to coordinate our activities. So.
I see. All right. So has the county fair, now I'm throwing history at you, has the county fair been around for 100 years as well? Did it start right after Duchesne was
I don't believe it did, and I'm just absolutely speculating at this point, but it's my understanding that the first celebrations was what they called the UBIC. That started in I think Fort Duchesne, went to Mighton, and then as we know now it's in Roosevelt.
Right.
But I couldn't say exactly when the county fair started.
Probably
but I think it was quite a bit later than that. Yeah.
Yeah, those county fairs have been going for a while, and anyway, all right. So you also answered my next question, which was, are the Centennial celebrations in conjunction with the county fair? Are they year-long? But you're really doing them focused around the same time as the county fair.
Hopefully that week of the fair will be when all of the big activities take place, but as each community celebrates their time, we'll be there, and hopefully the rest of the county will be there to support them, whether it's in Tabby or Altamont Longhorn Days. They all have a couple of days celebration.
And they can tag on to the Centennial.
Yes, we're encouraging that, and usually when you get in a community that's kind of cliquish and then they don't understand how their relationship is with the county.
This is something that draws everybody together.
That's our goal.
Good. I think that's a great goal. I like it. Now, I'm thinking of the Centennial again, and I'm sure you've got other events. If people want more information, can they check out a website?
Yes, we have 2 different websites, but the main one for the county is duchesne.utah.gov.
That's easy enough.
And from there you can go on and click on several links, and you can go to the county fair, you can go to the Centennial website, or
and even the event center.
Yeah.
All right.
There will be pictures there from the bridge move. We have those on there.
So we definitely want to check out that website. And we're out of time today. I regret that. There's always so much more to cover than we can today. Thank you both for coming today.
Thank you.
And thank you. That's all we have for today's show. Be sure to like us on Facebook for updates on VTV6 programming, and we'll see you next time.